Yes, the Florida Gators are going to have to watch the SEC championship game next weekend, but yes, the Florida Gators, they are still alive for the BCS National Championship game. MarkRogersTV just minutes after Florida downed rival Florida State 37-26. A game that looked like it was going to be a classic tale of two halves as Florida left that 104th rated offense back on campus in Gainesville, went to Tallahassee and executed from the opening drive. Jeff Driskel threw 4 of 5 complete on the first drive as Florida, a team that only throws it 21 times per game, threw it 12 times in the first quarter, really loosened up the Florida State defense. Then they hit them hard with Gillislee. They had 115 rushing in the first half against a Florida State defense that only gives up 71 rushing per game. So Florida dominated both sides of the ball. They led 13-0 late in the second quarter. The defensive line for Florida, Omar Hunter in the middle is a stud. He clogged it up, as well as Sharif Floyd on the outside, a guy that is so talented. He's quick enough to beat the tackle to the quarterback and make plays in the backfield. Also man enough and has the bulk and the strength and the size to clog up the running game as well. Florida is so talented on defense. One of the great defenses in the country, considering the inept offense that they've had and been able to get to 10-1 at this point. So again, 13-0 with E.J. Manuel, one of the great quarterbacks in the country, 2 of 5 passing, 2 to Rashad Green, his own guy, 2 to the Florida defense late in the first half, but this was key. Florida got inside the Florida State 20, got moved back by a couple sacks and a couple penalties, had to punt. So instead of leading 20-0, it was still 13-0. Manuel made a couple plays, got Dustin Hopkins in field goal range, and it was 13-3 at the half. So that was key because Florida State stayed in the game. Then Florida State dominated the third quarter. Florida looked like the Florida offense we've seen against Louisiana Lafayette and Jacksonville State and Georgia in recent weeks. They did nothing in the third quarter. Florida State scored 17 consecutive points and led this thing 20-13, and Doak Campbell was rocking. Key play, though, 3rd and 14. It looked like another Florida drive had stalled. 3rd and 14. They throw the middle screen to Jordan Reed. He goes for 21 yards. Florida gets the field goal. They get within 20-16 and kind of calm down the game. Next series, E.J. Manuel gets rocked by Antonio Morrison and Lorante McCray. They knocked him out of the game for a series, got a big fumble. Mike Gillislee ran for a touchdown, and Florida just steamrolled from there. Mike Gillislee, this guy is an exceptional back. Throw away the stats. The stats are good, but they're not great because he carries this offense. He doesn't have much help from a passing threat. And Mike Gillislee is a shifty runner. He's got a nice spin move, but he is extremely tough. He's got great balance. He sets up his blocks well. He reads his blocks really well against this Florida State defense, which, again, NFL scouts will tell you, have as much talent as any team in the country and will produce as many NFL players as any defense in the country, right there with Alabama and LSU. Gillislee, 24 for 140 against this Florida State defense as Florida takes it over in the fourth quarter and wins this one 37-26, and it took Manuel scoring a last-second touchdown to keep it that close. Jeff Driskel was very impressive. He made some throws in some tight windows on the run. 15 of 24 doesn't really tell the complete story because Driskel was managed the offense, and again, with Doak Campbell rocking and with the momentum completely with Florida State, Jeff Driskel really pulled this game out and made some big plays on a sore ankle. He was limping all over the place, but converted some big third downs with his legs as well. So it sets things up like this. For Florida State, any outside chance they had of playing in the BCS National Championship game, of course, dashed. They are 10-2 in the 5th of the 6 BCS conferences. Very weak ACC this year. They will play Georgia Tech, a 6-6 Georgia Tech team in the ACC championship game to get to a BCS bowl game. That's the story for Florida State. And for Florida, they kick back and watch USC and Notre Dame get after it in just a few minutes. Of course, rooting for USC to hopefully get Florida to a national championship game against the winner of Georgia and Alabama. that's how it sets up right now, with Oregon a chance as well to get back into the mix. Would love to hear what you have to say about this Florida State rivalry, the game, and the BCS picture here on Mark Rogers TV.